Flags Over Texas is a mid-tier park. This is normally what I hear about my home park in the coastal community, and as much as I love this place, they're right. However, Six Flags knows this. In the past, we became Clone Central, with unoriginal rides and just slapped on theming left and right. But what if I told you, things are about to change? As we speak, construction is happening in all parts of the park, and in today's video, we're covering all the new updates you need to know. Everything from the new Giga construction to even a new entrance. So, let's talk about it. Before we get started though, if you're new here, welcome to the channel for all those thrill seekers. On JB Thrills, we make all sorts of content related to theme parks and thrill rides no matter where they're located. And if you're specifically a Texas theme park enthusiast, this is your #1 source of news for all Texas theme parks. So if that interests you, be sure to like button, subscribe, and tap that notification bell to help me out. And special thanks to all my current subscribers as we just hit 9,000. Thank y'all so much. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So first things first, let me put it out there, my voice is kind of dead. So if I sound kind of weird in the video, sorry about that. It's the season, it's the allergies, you know how it is. But more importantly, when we said 2026 would be a big year for Six Flags Over Texas, we weren't just referring to obviously big coaster that would debut, we also meant a complete transformation. You heard me right, the park we all know and love will be changed forever in the best way possible. So to start off this list of new updates around the park, we're beginning with the very first one you see while walking in. That's right, the new entrance. If you went to Over Texas last weekend, you may have noticed when you were scanning your admission ticket that a giant wall has now spawned in the entry plaza. The Flash Pass building, guest services, even Coaster Coffee is now all walled up and you no longer have access to that area. In fact, even some of the pavements already ripped up. It's definitely an interesting and rare sight, and for some of y'all it may be confusing. JB, why is my park entrance looking like Texas freeways? Trust, we're actually serving a purpose here. For context, back in 2022, it was planned to completely overhaul the park entrance and make something new. Before this giant open space, we had a second turnstile you would go in after already checking in the entrance. It was weird. Obviously, because it didn't make any sense, it was soon taken away for a new entrance that was planned that year. And well, it didn't happen. Instead, it just became more open concept. And while that was okay, the entrance was not very grand. Instead, we just got a new sign, and that was just about it. I mean, in my opinion, first impressions matter, and the park entrance was not really delivering that much. Regardless, finally years later after the promised changes, it's finally happening, and it's more serious than you think. To the common park visitor, you would think this is just updates, but for someone like me, constantly thinking about the park's next move, I believe this is related to the Giga. The Giga? That's right, the Giga. Even after we got the confirmed permits stating the height of this new coaster, people still believe it's probably just going to be the gimmick. The height is all and the ride will be really short. For me, I don't buy it. This could be true, but I want to be optimistic. Something tells me this coaster will be bigger than one can imagine, and considering it's a Giga, it's only common sense, so you better clock that prediction. As for my theory itself, keep it in mind and we'll get to that in a bit, but first let's head over to the next big update. It's truly the season of fences here at Over Texas, and the biggest one is located here in the Spain section of the park. Last month, you could still visit the plaza right in Conquistador, and the fences were just next to that attraction. Now it's completely blocked off and advertising signs for a 2026 edition, even though we all know what's coming. Also, for those fans of Conquistador, don't you worry, your favorite swinging ship should still be safe. I don't think Conquistador is leaving, but it could be down for the whole year sadly. Also, if you see any dismantling, again, don't worry just yet. It's still listed on the Six Flags app just as closed, and if they were gonna take it out, they would have already done it with El Diablo La Vibra. I think they're gonna move over the attraction because they're gonna completely transform this Spain area. It's gonna receive a whole new facelift, trust. Plus, to be honest, this happening is actually not that surprising. If you remember back in 2019, El Diablo was the newest addition at Over Texas. To install this simple Larson loop, the entire Spain area and even including La Vibra was closed off to the public. If that happened for a standard flat ride like a Larson loop, it's only fair that the same thing will be done for a whole Giga dive, especially for the fact that the coaster may interact with pathways in a new way and also provide a new flow for the Spain area. It needs to be done. Cedar Fair is very hit or miss with theming attractions, but when they have parks like Knott's Berry Farm in their roster, it goes to show that we have a pretty good chance Over Texas will receive the same treatment, honoring its legacy but also making it a full-on experience, which is something I really want to see. And by default, this also means the Spain area could receive a whole new refresh with entirely new theming and all those special details. Now while the situation does give flashbacks to 2019, it's still a little bit different, and by that I mean Rancho de Pollo is fenced up. For those who don't know, Rancho de Pollo was a chicken restaurant here in Over, Texas. It was pretty decent, but there are some better chicken options here at the park alone, and with it being walled off, it could mean the end of Rancho de Pollo. I mean, when El Diablo was getting built in the same area, this was never fenced off. This is the first time this happened. Secondly, if you want to improve the flow of the Spain area, Rancho de Pollo is pretty much in the way, so it would make sense to take it out, make the entire area fresh, and make it feel grand for the debut of this Giga dive. It only makes sense, and if it helps, they could always make another quick service restaurant nearby. In my opinion, I'm hyped for this Giga coaster, but it would be even better if they made this entire area to go with it as well. It'd be like an extra surprise to see. On that theory I mentioned earlier though, it's time to bring it up. I believe this coaster will be the longest dive coaster we've ever seen. Crazy statement, I know, but if y'all been subbed to my channel for a while now, you know I don't make crazy statements without some proof, and I have a few. When the Giga permits came out, the markers that confirmed the height of the ride also gave coordinates for where it would stand. They appear to be everywhere, but the most notable thing is that it stretches for a wide plot of land. Not to mention, these points are only for things above 200 feet. This means that there's more to the layout that we do not know because it's under 200 feet. And because of this, I believe the coaster will be longer than you think. And not only that, but go towards the park entrance. I mean, think about it. Gigas are not compact. Even if it's a Giga dive, it'll need lots of space. And secondly, we've never heard of a Giga dive in itself. This is literally a world's first. We may assume it's just the height, but for all we know, they could extend it and make it like a real Giga, but just in a dive form. Because I don't want to make the video too long, I will make a full prediction later on, and I may even have a layout concept that I will show soon. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, just keep thinking about it, and we'll continue to look around the entrance for more markers. Simply put, this could be our version of a Fury 325 entrance for Over, Texas. And if that's the case, I'm so down for it. Before we leave the Spain area, there's still one more thing to check out, and that's Mercado de la Plaza. This is our little gift shop for the Mexico section of the park. It had some pretty decent merch. The problem is, if you were looking to buy from the store this month, it's probably not gonna happen. The store's closed up, but there's now a new sign in front of it talking about some new enhancements and a remodeling. The key word here is remodel, and I'm totally down for something fresh in the store, especially if it means some more upgrades. What I could honestly say is just more theming. This store has been here for a minute, so obviously it's pretty old. Some fresh new paint, some new apparel, or maybe even a new layout inside will be great. The little details matter, so I'm not complaining at all. Also, side note, the restaurant right next to Mercado has a new sign. As you can see, the new Six Flags is placing priority in the guest experience. And if we're getting care for little stores like this, I can only imagine what's next. Anyways, on to the next update. First off, this coaster is underrated. I feel like because it's indoors, people tend to miss it a lot, but if you can, definitely ride this coaster. While you go into the line though, we have a new update that's pretty exciting. Themed enhancements. There's now new background sound effects in the queue, making it feel like the ambience of a wild forest. Not only that, but some country music, which is a bop. I don't know if some of y'all have been Knott's Berry Farm, but the new changes is giving Knott's Berry Farm vibes indeed. The other thing that gets me excited though is this. That's right, these are the two gators of Runaway Mountain. The alligators themselves are not new, but they've been shut down for some long time, so long that some people don't even know they exist. Originally, when Runaway Mountain opened, it was a full-on experience and by far the most themed attraction in the park. It used to also have a minor animatronic that would go outside the building and a working waterfall. The alligators would also pop up as you walk right next to them. They would work occasionally, but ever since then, all the effects have been turned off, until now. If the water is drained, this could mean they're doing work to bring these gators back to life, and by default, maybe even more effects like the waterfall or minor cart. Also off topic, but do these gators have names? If someone knows, comment down below, but if not, I'm naming them Flynn and Gary. Let's make it official, guys. In all seriousness, I'm so down for this, and it overall enhances the ambience of Runaway Mountain. Literally right next door to Runaway Mountain, we have another upgrade, this time for JB Smokehouse. The restaurant is now completely walled up. Listen, this is the best restaurant in the park, hands down. It is not just because it has my name in it. The turkey legs here hit, and if the park is providing a remodel to this great restaurant already, I'm expecting it to go elite. Cedar Fair knows how to handle immersive dining, and when I went to Knott's Berry Farm, their restaurants all looked amazing. There wasn't really a bad one. If JB is getting the same treatment, I'm so ready. So far, you can see lots of things moved around from the interior. And the outdoor section, which sold beer, is now an enclosed booth. We'll have to see what they do with that. The JB's cowboy is also having his face erased, probably to make it look more clean, or maybe add my face. Just kidding. If you were trying to eat at JB's, it will be down, but the sign did say it'll reopen in summer, so maybe if they're quick with it, we'll see it back in action very soon. Like I said, little details matter, and if JB's plus Runaway Mountain transform together, it'll add new life to the entire Johnson Creek area of the park. Little steps into the right direction. Speaking of Runaway, we have the second one down in Boomtown with Runaway Mine Train. This update isn't particularly new, but I did mention it in previous videos. Essentially, Runaway Mine Train now has new sound effects when you go up through the Ace Saloon in the finale. The extra feature of a sound effect saying "there she blows" before you drop into the tunnel is pretty fun, so theming's always great. Lastly, we're back in speculation territory as more markers have popped up around the park. Over by the Big Bend pathway, right behind Auckland Powerwave, there's some orange dots and markers across the train tracks. Some may think it's probably for the Giga, and it could be, but based on the small plot, I don't think so. Instead, I believe the old train roundhouse that used to be located by La Vibra will be moved here. If you remember, they took that out to make way for the Giga, and while they could place it there again, I don't believe it's going to happen, as the Giga needs space for a station, loading dock, transfer station, and all of that. However, there is plenty of space right here behind Aquaman, and it's pretty hidden that it's pretty much common sense. Obviously, we're gonna have to wait for it to play out just like all the other construction updates, but we're in very exciting times for Over Texas. Looking at all this work, I know some of y'all will be a little bit upset as the walls kind of ruin the vibe that's going on in the park. Plus, they cover a lot of the park's beauty and just makes it look like a mess. But we have to remember the long run result. These little changes is a huge sign that new Six Flags wants to invest in this park. They're literally all in, and for someone who's been visiting this park as young as 6 years old, this is a dream come true. All I can say is be patient, and soon enough you'll be looking like those people seeing their dream home in those HGTV shows, if you know what I mean. Our home park will never look the same again, and that's the best thing that could ever happen. Also, if you want to see more videos like this and stay up to date on all Over Texas news, this is the channel for you. We are striving to be your #1 source for Over Texas news, and from past examples of being the first to confirm the Giga and now this, there's so much ahead, and I hope you're ready to come along and join for the ride. Not to mention, we are so close to 10,000 subscribers, and if you help me get there, we'll get even closer to a full-on face reveal on my channel, which I know y'all have been waiting for. So definitely, if you want to see that happen, subscribe. Anyways, thanks again, and thank you for watching. This is JB Thrills, signing out.